Today we have with us veteran, well-known journalist Terry Milewski, and we are going to speak about the Canadian Prime Minister's India visit. Mark Kearney, has been in India, and then he's coming to Australia. So let's get an overview of what his India visit has been and how it's strategically really significant, because it seems like it's kind of a reset in India-Canada ties. So, Terry, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me. I think you're right that it is a strategically important meeting for a whole bunch of reasons. The first is that as a Canadian, I'm happy to see that we're trying to break out of Canada's dependence on the United States for a huge proportion of its trade, more than anyone else. And of course, it's just so convenient. The US is right there. We just have to drive across the border. We don't have to load anything on a ship. Uh, so it's immensely important that if Trump is trying to strangle us, and he is, that we break out fast and now. So to that end, the new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, has been jetting daily all over the world at breakneck speed to try to nail down whatever alternative trade agreements he can get. So now he comes to India. And he signed again a series of smaller agreements. I think there are 5 separate memorandums of understanding, and they're full of language like, we commit ourselves to a process. Oh, goody, another process. What about the actual goods? Yeah, but that will come. And as I've given you the example of uranium, uh, that deal is actually done. I mean, they're signed up now with Cameco, which is the company in Saskatchewan that handles the uranium. So you can't dismiss what he's doing, but there is one skeleton in the closet, let me put it that way. And you know what I'm coming to. But they're just agreeing to put that on one side. Trade and economics, it's too important to hold hostage to that. So we're going to make what progress we can on trade and hope this doesn't come up again.
What appears from Carney's visit is that he has decided that India and Canada, they're both democracies, they're secular liberal
Yes.
democracies. They're both G20 economies. I mean, India is not China or a Russia. India is, it's a global superpower, but it's also the world's largest democracy. So essentially, Canada will have to decide where it wants to take the relationship with India.
Yes.
But
Yes.
the question that I was coming to was that, do you think that this is a real reset in Canada India ties going forward,
Yes.
that irrespective of which government
Hmm.
comes, because Canada has realized how important this is? Or do you think that domestic political compulsions can again derail this relationship going into the
Well,
future?
I'll tell you something about domestic political considerations. There was a poll done by a very responsible company just recently, which found just about a 2-to-1 margin. It was, if memory serves, 51% of Canadians thought that it was the right move for Carney to go to India and make up with India
Mhm.
to reset relations, and 22% disagreed. So that's a very hefty majority of Canadians are not interested in keeping this thing alive. They know they're in a box. They know what Trump can do. He can wreck the Canadian economy if he gets in that mood. And so they are very much in favor of forgetting about all of this. Of course, the problem is it's not in their hands to decree that we're not going to talk about it. If the Khalistanis want to talk about it, which guess what? They do. So it's the niggling issue, the skeleton in the closet that I started with, is the fact that it's uncontrollable. You can say, look, these trade agreements are far more important. I mean, even the small agreements today, we can count 5,000 jobs that didn't exist yesterday and that will exist tomorrow because of this deal. And it's going to go far beyond that. By the year 2030, they intend, and I think they will achieve it, to double the amount of trade between India and Canada from what is now it's about 30 billion a year. And according to the official briefing papers, they intend to double that to 70. So the issue going forward is, can the Khalistanis, and they're in a very small minority, as you know, can they keep this alive to try to trip up Carney's reset and set relations back again if they're smart about it? And they are trying. That's what they are trying. But I cite the poll to indicate there are really twice as many Canadians who want Carney to continue and India to continue. So again, you'd like to control all these things. You'd like to have a strategy. If you're sitting in Mark Carney's seat, you'd like to have a strategy to get past all of this. If possible, to ignore it. But it's not easy.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Terry, for taking out your time. And we will keep coming back to you for more information on all these issues. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I enjoyed it. Good interview.